Welcome to the third episode of the Modern Mind Spaces podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about the effects of immediate rewards or instant gratification versus the effects of delayed rewards or delayed gratification. The names here are just based off of immediate rewards being what James Clear talks about in the book Atomic Habits, and whereas instant gratification is what's talked about on a lot of the self-help or self-improvement content on YouTube. Same thing with delayed gratification. Before we get into what that is, though, and how social media has a big effect on it, we're going to talk more quickly about this quick question that I have that I could see a lot of people asking, which is that social media or just technology in general can be a great tool for productivity, but it often ends up killing it instead. And how can we combat this? So there's quite a few ways that we can do that. And I hope to talk about that into pretty good detail in this video. But first, let's go over instant gratification or immediate rewards. This is very common, and basically what it is anything that causes an immediate release of dopamine, an immediate big rush of pleasure, which dopamine is effectively the same thing. And this can be caused from quite a few different things. We have junk food, we have video games, we have pornography, we have social media, which is a very big one. We have just all these different things. Basically, 90% of what happens in modern life causes instant gratification or an immediate reward. So, what are some older examples of instant gratification and immediate rewards? Things that go back to our biology, things that we evolved from. That's what James Clear in the book Atomic Habits really likes to talk about. He used the examples of killing an animal gives you the immediate reward of having food to eat so that you don't starve. Another example would be building a campfire so that you immediately have heat and you don't freeze. These were essential when we were more primitive beings. But if we look at modern life, all of these things are pretty much guaranteed. We have heat. It's built into our homes. We don't have to worry about it. We have food. We just go to the grocery store. You can buy some. Food is everywhere for the majority of people. So what happens instead? We get our instant gratification or our immediate rewards from things like social media, from scrolling. We get it from video games. We get it from junk food. This is generally a bad thing, though. And the reason for that is that all of these things give us rushes of dopamine and in much higher amounts and in much more frequent doses than we could ever naturally get in the past. And this is so bad because it fries our dopamine receptors and it makes, now what I'm going to explain, delayed rewards or delayed gratification, it makes them feel much less rewarding because it's so much easier to get this dopamine from these instant surges. But the thing is none of these things provide value over the long term of your life. So what is a delayed reward or delayed gratification? It's pretty much in the name, right? It's self-explanatory. It's any dosage of dopamine or pleasure that comes after a delay. So an example of this would be looking at a much better physique that you have after spending some time in the gym. This time isn't one gym session. That would be an instant reward. It's months. But the thing is you get this much, much better result. Your body looks significantly better. And it is infinitely more rewarding. It provides infinite more amounts of value to your life than any immediate reward or instant gratification ever could. Delayed gratification or delayed rewards are better near 100% of the time. But with modern life and with technology, this thing that was supposed to be a tool for productivity, it's actually killing it. And it's making us not accomplish anything as humans, as a society. You need that motivation. You need that dopamine. You need that light at the end of the tunnel to motivate you to do big, important things. But when you get fed that dopamine from such easy, minute tasks that are actually bad for you, your brain's always going to pick that because your brain is lazy. It likes the path of least resistance. Even if that path is inherently bad for it, it doesn't really care. So, how can we combat this in the first place? And that is where social media comes into it, because that is the number one factor. We talked about this on my first episode, how social media causes stress over time. We don't want it in our lives anymore. Or if it is going to be in our lives, we want it at a much more manageable, a much healthier, a much more productive amount, where it's benefiting our life instead of being detrimental to it. So, the best way that we can do this is by simply just getting off social media. And the easiest way to do this is by uninstalling the apps off your phone. You can still access your account. It's not like you're deleting your account and you can't use it anymore. You're just getting it off of your phone. Once you uninstall it, you can still access it through Google, but it takes less time to get to it. If you don't want to uninstall it, you could always put timers on your phone that instantly close the app after a certain amount of time. Or, and the way that I like to do it, is just by filling your life with more important tasks. Because once you start doing them more, then your brain's going to start getting used to the delayed gratification more, and it's going to take away the urge to actually use social media as much. It's still going to happen. You're still going to end up going on social media. You're going to still end up doom scrolling or just wasting some time. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, you just want to get 1% better every day. Once again, as James Clear in Atomic Habits likes to talk about it. And if you really think about it, everybody uses social media. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, heck, I bet you David Goggins, some of the most disciplined or most high accomplishing people on the planet still probably use social media from time to time. It's very hard to use it. Never. It is where the world is now. But by reducing it, we can still stay connected to people on social media. But by reducing, once again, that is how we improve our lives over time. Because at the end of the day, anything in an excessive amount can be bad for you, but especially things like social media and things that provide large amounts of that instant gratification. So, before we end today's episode, I have 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself anytime you start doing something. This could be scrolling on social media. This could be deciding to eat a particular food or any sort of activity or hobby that you like to fill your time with. I want you to ask these 3 questions. The first question is, does it matter in 5 years? When you do this, whatever activity you're doing, will the outcome of this activity matter in 5 years' time? If it doesn't, then it's instant gratification and it's bad for you. Does it build something? Is question 2. So a good example of this, to make sure it makes sense for everybody, is, does it build, let's say, a career for you? Does it build financial independence? Does it build a better physique? Does it build a healthier temple, a healthier body? The list goes on and on. When it builds something that's going to last in your life and build large amounts of value, then it's good for you. But if it doesn't, then it's instant gratification. You want to stay away from it. And the third question is, does it provide value towards the person that you are trying to become? Everybody has an identity, and most people have an identity that they imagine themselves as, but they aren't actually. So this third question is crucial to that. Does whatever you're doing provide value? Does it contribute to the identity that you are trying to make yourself become? If it doesn't, then it's instant gratification and it's bad for you. If anything, ever, the answer to this question is no for all three of these things, then you're going to want to stay away from it. It's going to be bad for you. In a perfect world, whatever you're doing is going to say yes to all three of these questions. And that is what you should be spending the majority of your time doing. But if you're at least saying yes to one or two of these things, then it's not bad for you. And it's something that you should be moving towards spending a higher percentage of your time doing in the future. So write down those three questions. I'll throw it in the description of this video as well. But always, always, always just make sure that you are asking yourself these three questions when you're doing something and you're not 100% sure if it's good for you. So anyways, I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching and have a great day.